Hello and welcome to The Simple Life. My name is Lena Paracha and today I'm here to talk to you guys about the presidential election. Mainly about Donald Trump, the frontrunner of the Republican Party. Well, isn't that a scary thought? He's the frontrunner. And his views on immigration. So as many of you guys know, I'm not a huge supporter of Donald Trump. In fact, I don't support him at all. And this video is going to cover some of the reasons why. So if elected, Donald Trump plans to deport all illegal immigrants residing in the United States back to their home country. He plans to build a wall along the border of Mexico and the United States, and he plans to stop granting citizenship to babies born in the United States from undocumented parents. I believe this plan is completely absurd and impossible to achieve. Let's just think about it for a second. It is estimated that in the United States there are over 11 million undocumented immigrants. That is more, way more, than the population of three of the largest cities in the United States, New York City, San Francisco, and Boston combined. Deporting all these immigrants will be the largest mass deportation in recent history. Not only will this Deportation Act probably result in many human rights violations, but it will also cost a tremendously large amount of money. We're talking about $12,500 per immigrant. The rough estimate for the total amount of money this Deportation Act will cost is about $400 to $600 billion. Now, I don't know where we're going to come up with this money, but Donald Trump believes that it is worth dropping $400 to $600 billion to deport illegal immigrants because, as he states, Mexican immigrants are rapists and criminals and they need to be out of our country. Okay, first of all, there is no statistical evidence that claims that Mexican immigrants, or any immigrants for that matter, are more likely to be rapists or criminals than United States natives. In fact, the statistical evidence goes against this. According to American Immigration Council, immigrants are less likely to be criminals than American natives, and according to the Immigration Policy Center, immigrants as a whole have a lower crime rate than American natives. So Donald Trump is basically making this assumption that Mexicans are rapists and criminals with no evidence to back them up. All I smell in all this is racism. And do we really want a racist president to lead a country so diverse such as the United States? I know I don't. Donald Trump talks about deporting all these illegal immigrants, but he never actually states how he plans on doing this. When asked how he plans on doing this, all he states is, "These immigrants who are causing tremendous problems will be out really fast. The first day we start this movement." Okay, honey, this is not an overnight process. The first day we start this movement, this is going to take some time. You're going to need to find these immigrants, you're going to need to apprehend them, you're going to need to detain them, you're going to need to process them, and you're going to need to send them back to their home country. It's not an overnight process. What does Donald Trump think is going to happen? That these immigrants are just going to show up to the front steps of the White House and be like, "Hey there, Donald, I'm illegal, send me back to my home country"? No. He's probably going to end up using some kind of military force, and it's going to end up being a huge manhunt. I can already imagine it. Soldiers running around the United States, knocking door to door, looking for illegal immigrants. It's going to become chaotic and crazy. When I think about it, it reminds me of the Holocaust and how Nazis were running all around the country looking for Jewish people. And anything that can be compared to the Holocaust in any way cannot be good news. So, let's just say that Donald Trump does somehow find a way to deport all these immigrants. By deporting 11 million immigrants, he's basically going to be ridding the United States of 11 million workers, which in turn will drop the GDP by $1.6 trillion. And I don't think our economy can handle this considering the fact that we're already in debt. He's thinking about spending over $400 billion in sending these immigrants back home, which will result in our GDP dropping by $1.6 trillion. In addition to the deportation of all these immigrants, Donald Trump wants to build a wall between the border of Mexico and the United States to prevent more illegal immigrants from crossing into the United States. Now let's just think about this for a second. The border between the United States and Mexico runs about 1,954 miles. About 670 miles of this is already covered by walls and fences. So he would need to build a wall for 1,284 miles. According to the New York Times, 1 mile of wall costs about $16 million. So we're thinking about $20 billion for this wall. So let's just add this up. He wants to do $400 to $600 billion to deport the immigrants, then another $20 billion to build a wall. I don't know where we're going to come up with this money. And he says that he wants to build this wall to protect our borders. But we have an even bigger border between the United States and Canada, which is going to be wide open. And besides, this wall would be a complete waste of money and time, because over 40% of illegal immigrants come by plane with a visa. They just overstay their visa. The third thing Donald Trump plans to do is to stop granting citizenship to babies born in the United States to undocumented parents. This goes against the 14th Amendment, which states all persons born in the United States are citizens of the United States. Know how hard it is to change an amendment of the United States Constitution? So far, everything Donald Trump has planned, he possibly can't do, because it's either too expensive or just not possible. So, are people really thinking about electing a president who's making all these empty promises? Donald Trump is going to come into office, and everything he's promising you guys about immigration is not going to happen, because he's not going to have the funding, he's not going to have the ability, no one's going to support him on this crazy thing. All of his ideas are crazy. We need a president who's going to be rational, who's not going to be racist, who's going to come up with decent ideas, and who's going to actually make a positive difference in the world. If Donald Trump is elected into office, everything that we've worked for as a nation, wherever we've come, we're just going to backtrack. We're going to fall back. And that is why I'm here making this video. We need to educate people so they know that whatever Donald Trump is promising you guys is not going to happen. It's physically impossible. So if you guys agree with me, give this video a thumbs up, share it, make your own, leave something in the comments. Alright? Thank you.